Very, very interesting quote here from Fox Business about fundraising. The one gal says, quote unquote, you can say all you want about money, but it can't buy you a movement. And Bloomberg has no movement underneath him. It's pathetic. He can spend and waste all the money he wants. It's not going to do him any good.
Now, Katie, back to you, please. The DNC raised, what was it, $15 million last month.
Yeah, an embarrassing number.
You got that in nice, embarrassing low. The RNC and Trump brought in $60 million, but I put it to you, Bloomberg, it doesn't matter how much he brings in, he's got $60 billion to spend. You know, worry about that?
I don't. I think, we talked about this on the show previously, and one of the things, money is a very necessary resource in politics as it relates to television advertising, digital advertising, but what it can't buy you is a movement. And what you see at these rallies every day that the president's at is a movement. And so whether Michael Bloomberg puts 100 million, 200 million, 300 million on television, the president will have those resources, as you just talked about with the RNC and the campaign being well funded. But additionally, and arguably more importantly, he's got over 500,000 volunteers out there working right now for him for free. Michael Bloomberg doesn't have that. Elizabeth Warren.
All right, so he's got a lot of volunteers working for him. There's a lot of people that have registered with the RNC to get into politics this year and to go against opponents, 1,000 of them. So there's other things besides money that matter, and a movement really matters. So does power to change things as a group.
Doesn't have that. There aren't movements behind those candidates.
Did you see that on election day, the president has bought an ad that will appear on everybody's YouTube? So if you tune into YouTube on election day, up pops the president with a campaign ad. Were you behind that?
No, Brad Parscale, Gary Coby, and the RNC really do a lot of the strategy on that, and the president himself, to be honest with you. The president's his own strategist. He knows better than anyone how to talk to these voters and how he wants to do it. So I defer that to them, but we do help with the data modeling to try and target those voters specifically and make sure that the right people are seeing the right video.
Yeah, you get all the data from all these rallies, don't you? That's
we
you.
Do.
That's what you do.
Yeah. While the campaign and the RNC work together to make sure that every single person that even wants to go to a rally, even applies for a ticket, we have to get their phone number and the email address, and that's really helpful for us.
So you know who's out there, and you can get hold of them and contact them.
Exactly. Get them to donate, get them to volunteer.
And 20% of them are Democrats, right?
Yeah, on average, 20% are Democrats, which is an astounding number. People over and over again, when I talk about that, really don't believe it. And I think it goes to the point I talked about earlier, which is these people are feeling and
Wow. Let me wrap my head around this. 20% of the people are Democrats that are going to these rallies. 20%. Wow. There's going to be a landslide voting come this fall. If the frauds on the numbers don't skew things like we've never seen. Trump is in their next election, no two ways about it, this November. Woo! It's going to be big.
And seeing what the president's doing for the everyday American that felt left behind for 8 years under President Obama. And they're saying, look, this left-wing media is trying to beat up on the president and trying to, make a big deal about maybe a comment he made here or there. But here's what I know. My 401k is better. I have a job. And I feel like this president's out there working for me.
Okay. Katie Walsh.
There you are. Pretty powerful.